2 days before my wedding, I caught my fiancé with my best friend wearing my wedding dress. I thought my life was over. I had no idea that a complete stranger would change my destiny forever. My name is Emily, and this is the story of how betrayal led me to the greatest love of my life. For almost 3 years, I believed Daniel was the man I would spend forever with. We had planned every detail of our wedding. My parents had invested thousands of dollars, invitations had already been sent, and everyone kept telling me how lucky I was. But fate had something else planned. 2 days before the ceremony, I went to the bridal salon to pick up my wedding dress. The owner smiled nervously and said someone had already collected it. Confused, I rushed back to our apartment. The front door was unlocked. As I walked inside, I heard laughter coming from the bedroom. When I opened the door, my world shattered. There was Daniel kissing my best friend, Olivia. She was standing in my wedding dress. For a few seconds, I couldn't breathe. Daniel tried to laugh it off. "It isn't what it looks like." Olivia quickly covered herself and whispered, "We were just joking." I looked straight at them and said, "People don't accidentally betray someone they love." Then I threw my engagement ring onto the floor and walked away. Instead of apologizing, Daniel followed me outside. "You're seriously going to cancel the wedding over one mistake?" he asked. "One mistake," I replied. "You cheated on me." He rolled his eyes and said, "Our families spent too much money. You'll get over it." That sentence hurt even more than the betrayal. When I reached home, my parents weren't waiting with comfort. They were angry. My father said, "You are not embarrassing this family." Or my mother added, "The wedding will happen no matter what." I couldn't believe what I was hearing. My fiancé cheated on me, I said. My father replied coldly, "People forgive worse things." Then he froze all of my bank accounts. "If you leave this house, don't expect another dollar from us." I packed a single suitcase anyway. I'd rather have nothing than spend my life with someone who didn't respect me. Outside the courthouse, I sat on a bench crying. An older woman sat beside me and gently asked, "Bad day?" I laughed through my tears. "The worst." She smiled kindly and said, "You'll survive." As she walked away, I noticed a man helping her carry groceries. He looked at me and asked, "Are you okay?" His name was Ethan. We started talking and I told him everything. When I jokingly said I should marry a stranger instead, he laughed. Then he surprised me. "If marrying someone today helps you escape your situation, I'd do it." I stared at him. "You don't even know me." He smiled and replied, "I know enough to see you deserve better." It sounded crazy, completely insane. But somehow, it also felt safer than marrying Daniel. Hours later, we signed the papers at City Hall. There were no expensive decorations, no giant wedding, just 2 witnesses, 2 simple rings, and 1 impossible decision. When Daniel found out, he exploded. "You married a stranger?" Ethan calmly stepped between us and said, "I'm her husband now." Daniel tried to grab my arm, but Ethan stopped him with one hand. "Walk away." For the first time in years, someone stood up for me. Life wasn't easy. Ethan wasn't rich. He owned a small neighborhood cafe and worked every single day. I started helping after closing time. We cleaned tables together, prepared desserts, served customers, and slowly, the fake marriage stopped feeling fake. One evening, I asked him, "Why did you help me?" He smiled and answered, My mother raised me to never ignore someone who's hurting. No dramatic speech, no expectations, just kindness. And somehow that meant everything. Months passed. Daniel kept trying to come back. He promised he'd changed. He blamed alcohol, stress, and even my best friend. But I finally understood something. People who truly love you don't search for excuses. They choose you every single day. A year later, Ethan asked me to marry him again. This time, not because I needed saving, but because we had truly fallen in love. He handed me a simple ring. It wasn't the most expensive diamond in the world, but it was the most honest promise I'd ever received. I smiled through happy tears and said, "Yes." Sometimes losing the wrong person is the only way to find the one who was always meant for you, and that's how the worst day of my life became the beginning of my happiest ending.